Hi, I'm Neil Sackmary.
Hi, I'm State Trooper Sean Hagstrom with the Nevada State Police Highway Patrol Division, PEIO. Please stay tuned for the next episode of Trooper Talk.
And together, we can make a difference. Here we are live at the 360 Vegas studios with this edition of Trooper Talk. We have Trooper Hagstrom here. I know you've been on the show, but please introduce yourself and tell us, what is this?
I'm Sergeant Chakowski. I'm the sergeant down in Primm, Nevada. We used to have the motor unit that recently got disbanded, but I am also a motor sergeant as well. And this is a BMW RT 1250, 2024, brand new. We just actually got them a few months ago, and this is what we're out patrolling with. So you kind of, with the disbandment of the motor unit, you'll actually see motors pretty much every day of the week, a motor unit on the urban traffic squads.
I have something to tell you that's very cool, but I'll tell you, please introduce yourself and tell us what it is that you do.
I'm Trooper Villanueva with Nevada State Police. I am the sworn recruiter for Southern Command or Region 1.
The Nevada State Police motorcycle that pulled a car over. I don't know what happened, and it's irrelevant at this point. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. But it was very interesting because the motorcycle was there in the morning. And so one of the great things that Nevada State Police has is motorcycles. And so I want to talk about the motorcycles in particular. And then B, as I'm sitting here, which no one really can get the perspective, okay? But like, I see this firearm, I see like a little radar thing, you know, like there's all the, I see the badge, the coin back here. Trooper Hagstrom told me about on the firearm, like it's the logo's there, you know, like Nevada State Police gives you all the tools so that you are protected, so that you can do your job to the best that you possibly can. And I want to talk about that. And then the best part about it is Nevada State Police is looking for people that want to maybe do the motorcycle. And so then we'll get into that. So I start off with you.
Okay, so yes, the motorcycle, it's tremendously beneficial to have motors on an agency, mainly because, especially as we're seeing here, like I was seeing today, the amount of traffic. You know, we've had a major influx of people moving to Las Vegas and Clark County, and it's tremendously beneficial, especially responding to calls for service. These are BMW motorcycles, so the turnaround as far as like the pickup, you know, you're going a lot of times, like if we're doing like a speed enforcement or a joining forces event with the other allied agencies. It's the amount of acceleration that the vehicle has, because you know cars are only getting faster, and so you kind of need something to kind of get up and match you know what the market's putting out there as far as cars and other things, like I was mentioning in traffic. Well, you know, if we get a crash on 15 and well, I just say 15 Sahara because that seems to be the place where we're constantly, 5,000 a year or whatever we get there.
20 plus years.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. So 15 Sahara, if you need a unit, to get down there and kind of squeeze through traffic, that's what the motor unit is ideal for. Also, like the motor, like when during the campaign cycle and stuff like that, during election cycles, we're able to come off the road and assist with the motorcades. A lot of times over the last campaign season, it was just agency motors, so it was Allied Agency Motors, Metro, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City, that we all came together. And what's great is, especially with the motors, that we go to Las Vegas Metro's motor school. So cool. Everyone, especially everyone's trained the same. So when we all get together and do something like that, like the motorcade training or the motorcades when they come into town, we're all on the same page. So there's not, we minimize the risk.
This
all
is
right. Sean's safety message.
Sean's safety. Every week for the past 5 weeks, he has decided that he wants to do some form of a safety measure. so that people understand. So I leave it to you.
Absolutely. And last week we kind of graduated from the move over law, right? So we did that the time before because we're going to really go over, this year, move over law and buckle up is going to be the big ones this year. But another thing I want to go over is following too close. When we get out on these highways, we've talked about distracted driving, and I put a couple of things up here. You want to give yourself 3 to 4 seconds reactionary time. So I always tell people, give yourself, with that 3 or 4 seconds, maybe 2 or 3 car lengths when you're following somebody, because you don't know what's up ahead of that vehicle. There could be something in the roadway. There could be a car that cuts that person off in front and they have to slam on the brakes. If you're following bumper to bumper, guess what's going to happen? And we have it every day, just like the Sarge brought up, I-15 Sahara.
Yep.
There's times that I've worked that back in the past when I worked in Vegas, that by the time I finished a crash at I-15 Sahara, I had to get turned around. There was another one. I had to do it 3 crashes and one after another because people are falling too close. They're bumper to bumper traffic and they get distracted or something and they end up getting a crash. So what we want to advise people is give that 3 or 4 second rule. What I also tell people is when you're driving faster and the speeds are up a little bit and and it's starting to get a little bit of heavy traffic, look 6 to 8 car lengths ahead. Once you see those brake lights coming on, that means that something's happening up ahead. Start to slow down and get ready to prepare to stop yourself. We just want to advise people to kind of follow the Nevada law by not following too close to other people.
This is not staged, so everybody knows. I'm going to throw you a curveball right now.
Let's see if I can
All
snag
right,
it.
Louis,
All right,
you're
here we
ready
go.
for this.
If you're traveling down the roadway and there is a stoplight ahead of you that is red, and there are 4 cars that are waiting to make a right turn or continue in a straight line, right?
Right.
Is it legal to cut through the gas station at 50 miles an hour on a diagonal to get to the next road?
Absolutely not. It's illegal. It's
Illegal.
And not even at 50 miles an hour. It's
you
just
can't-
illegal
you
anyway.
to do it in general. You can't cut through
Absolutely.
private property. That's technically cutting through private property to continue your route.
Yes.
Regardless if you do 50, regardless if you do 5 miles an hour, it's still illegal.
It's
you
still
can't,
illegal.
You
Still
can't do
illegal.
it. And we get it all the time. Oh, I was going to stop for gas, and
Right.
I don't need it anymore. So
Well, anyway, so let's talk about the fact of recruiting. And one of the things that people need to understand about recruiting is that recruiting is not easy.
right.
Okay? And that besides having your primary other duties and things like this that you are responsible for, recruiting is not easy. And so not only you have to go out and you have to talk to people and you have to make sure that they're qualified, and I'm sure a lot of people say that they're qualified and they're not qualified.
So with the application process, it's one of the reasons why it's so lengthy is because we want to make sure that these people are qualified, right? We're not just hiring somebody off the street that says that they're qualified. We go through all the requirements and the different background stuff to make sure that they are qualified. Once you make it into the academy, we put you through all of the training. We teach you how to become a successful law enforcement officer, how to safely go out and do the job that we're asking you to do. But like Sarge said, we're looking for people that actually want to come and work for us and do the jobs that you're signing up to do. And we can tell that from day one. From the first day that they come out to do their physical exam, we can tell who's really putting the effort in and who's really wanting to use this as a career. I was just talking to somebody yesterday actually that was in the process, and he's testing in May. And he's like, I'm working out every day, I'm eating healthier, and I'm doing all the steps that I need to do to prepare myself for May 24th. And that's something that we're looking for. We're looking for people that want to prepare themselves to not only get to the PPRT or the physical exam, but to also be prepared for the academy.
We're able to ask all the questions and you're able to answer. Last question before we go. Sure.
Okay.
Tell me about your uniform. So you wear this uniform and they wear that. Do you ever wear this uniform?
Mainly, we do have Class A. Our Class A uniform is the gray uniform with the tall boots and everything like that. When we switched from the Harley to the BMW, it kind of required because you're going to a more modern platforms, sport touring platforms. So they needed to come up with another uniform that you could work in every day, like the Harley, with the tall boots and everything like that. There's there's a point of the tall boots, right? Is just kind of protect your legs from, you know, debris and stuff like that on the road. But with this, where you're mainly covered by the fairings and the engine and everything like that, you needed kind of something that was a little more flexible and also comfortable.
I love it. I think it's fantastic. You know what I'm saying? And I just hope that people respect the fact of, you know, not driving too close. You know what I mean? All right, we'll look right here, and we're going to wave goodbye, okay? All right, see you later.
Bye, guys.